Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Panasonic RF-D30BTEBK digital radio, and what I want to do today is to show you around the radio some of the features and benefits that it offers, and also it does claim on the front here that it's a splash-proof radio, and what I would like to try is to put it through a test to see how effective it is being splash-proof. It's probably going to involve some water, so let's have a look. So first of all, it is a really nice compact design. It has got a handle on top as well, so if you do need to carry it around, then at least you've got the flexibility with the handle to hopefully save you dropping it. As far as the size on it, I'll just go through the dimensions, because if it is sitting on a shelf where you're limited for space, then it could be quite important. So including the dial at the side, then it's 26 centimetres wide. The depth of it is about 9 centimetres, and the height is about 16 centimetres. Of course, that's without the aerial, and then as soon as you put the aerial up, then clearly it will take the height to take it a lot higher. So if you extend it fully, then, well, including the aerial, then you are looking at around 90 centimetres. So clearly you need a very high shelf if you want to put that under a shelf. So when it comes to powering the radio, you have got two options. You've either got the batteries in the back, so you've got the battery flap there, and all you do is you put 4 of the C size or LR14 type batteries in there, and that's one way to power the radio. Or the other way is it does actually come with an adapter, a mains adapter. This is normally the preferred way. This way at least you don't have to worry about the battery running out. Also, if it is going to be in a certain place all the time, then it's normally recommended to try and find a main socket and put it on there. The other thing to notice is that on the side here you've actually got it's like a little rubber flap, and this is really to protect all of these connections if it does get wet, and I'll give that a good try in a moment. But what you'll find down the side here, so the first connection, not quite sure if you can see this, I must admit the lighting in here is not fantastic, but the top connection is for headphones, so you can connect some headphones if you want to. The bottom one is where you connect the mains adapter, the one I just showed you. And the one in the middle, that's actually a USB connection. So you've actually got the ability to charge your mobile phone from the radio, which is actually a really good idea. We're finding that people in houses now, especially if you're in a kitchen or something like that you've had main sockets in there for several years, and often people are plugging in more devices now, so you're running out of places to plug things in. I know we certainly are at home. So if you've got the radio plugged into one of the sockets, then you've still got the ability to charge your mobile phone. And as I say, it's just by USB. It doesn't come with a USB lead, but on the whole they are fairly standard that come with your phone. So all you do is you just plug your phone into there, and then you can charge away. So what they recommend is put the aerial up. So now we've got the aerial up, and we just switch it on the front there, and what this will do is, first of all, it should set the time on its own, and also it will actually go through and it will scan to get all of the channels, and it can take several minutes. But what it will do is it's got the progress indicator on the front, and it does show that it's scanning, and also it shows the number of channels that it's found. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it a couple of minutes just for it to go through and find everything. So now that that's tuned in, then you will find that it does show the time on here, 7:36 AM, and it's got the station list. Okay, the room I'm in at the moment, it's right in the middle of our building, so I've had to take it out and tune it in and bring it back in, so the radio reception isn't that great. Well, it's saying service not available because there's no reception actually in this room I'm in. But what happens is that what you can do is you can actually scroll through the list of different stations that it's picked up. So if you wanted radio 1, you just highlight that one using the dial on the side, so you just rotate it, and as you rotate it, it will just go through the different stations. So yeah, if you wanted radio 1, then you just select that one, and on the top there you've got the enter button, and then that will go to radio 1. The other main dial on the side is the volume control, and you will notice that it's got volume as you change it, so it does change from 0 and it goes all the way up to 30. So like myself, I listen to the radio quite a bit. I don't tend to listen to one radio station, I tend to listen to sort of 2 or 3. So ideally, what I don't want to do is if I've got a radio like this, then I don't really want to have to try and use the dial each time that I want to try and find the radio station I want to listen to. So fortunately, what Panasonic have done is they've given us the option to preset 10 stations in here. This is great. It's something that, to be fair, quite a few radios have got, especially as you get to the higher end of the radio range, like this one is. Then you've got the ability to preset them, and I'll just show you how to do that. So at the moment, if we're on radio 1, so if I wanted to preset that into number 1, so I'll just press and hold the number 1 button for 2 seconds, and that's just saying that that was preset. So if I wanted to set another one, say into, so if I wanted to set, say, BBC Radio 5 Live, first of all, I press the enter button on top. So that means we're actually listening to that one. So we've got BBC Radio 5 Live on the front. And then what I need to do is if I want to set that into preset 2, then just press and hold that for 2 seconds, and it just says preset 2 stored on the front. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So it's really nice and easy. And if I press number 1, that's BBC Radio 1, and then press 2, then you've got BBC Radio 5 Live. So nice and easy, and I'm really glad Panasonic have done that for us. So what you'll also find is, I did mention earlier that you have got FM as well as DAB. So if you switch over to FM, and what you've also got the ability to do is to store another 10 stations in the FM as well. So it's exactly the same principle, so there's no point going through it again. But yeah, you've got 10 for FM and 10 for DAB, so that's really good. The next thing, actually the display itself. So of course it is showing the time on here and the radio station. If you press the display button on the top, then you can get it to change so it shows the date as well. So that's a nice option. So a couple of other things to mention. This has got DAB Plus as well, and it has also got Bluetooth on it. So if you have got a device, say a mobile phone, where you've actually got some content that you want to play through the radio, then you just pair it using the Bluetooth button on here. I won't go through that because it's fairly self-explanatory, but again, it's really nice to have a radio that can do that. It's not just a radio, then it is a portable speaker as well. So something else this radio's got is you've actually got 3 alarms on it. The first one is what they call a kitchen timer. So what you can do is if you want to set a timer for say 5 minutes, then you can do that. The next one is a sleep timer. So if you're listening to radio, so if you're in bed and if you want radio on for say half an hour, then you just set it to half an hour and it will count down, and then afterwards it will turn the radio off, which is really good. You've also got an alarm on it. So if you want it to wake you up in the morning, then you've got the ability for it to do that. You can select the source and the channel that you want. So if you wanted to, for example, listen to Radio 1 to come on at 7 AM, then you've got the ability to do that. So I know I haven't demonstrated the speaker, and I have found with 1 or 2 of the other reviews I've done of DAB radios that, to be fair, the sound quality, especially through the microphone I've got, the sound quality when playing it back, if you're watching it on your mobile phone or tablet, it just doesn't do it justice. So I'll be honest, I'm not going to show you the sound on it because you won't get the full benefit of it. All I can say is it is a 10cm speaker, and that the sound quality on it for a radio of this size is actually really good. If you do want to hear it in the flesh, then I'd recommend going to a local shop and listening to it, because it really is worthwhile. So I did mention earlier that this radio is splash proof, and what I want to do is I want to test that to see how effective it is. And first of all, what you need to make sure is that if you are using the radio at the same time as it being splashed, that you're using it on the batteries. You can't use it on the mains, because what you need to do is you need to cover these up. That's what this rubber cover is for, so make sure that's on and fully sealed back. So before getting the radio wet, Then in the instructions there is a list of things that you need to adhere to so that you don't damage the radio. They claim that the specification for this unit are equivalent to IPX4. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure what that is, but I'm sure there's a list somewhere that says how wet things can get before they start to get damaged. But anyway, so what I want to do is I'm just going to pop it in the sink, and I'm going to pop some water on it, and hopefully afterwards then we'll give it a test, and hopefully afterwards it should work. So this is a utility that we're in, that's why we've got a non-standard kind of tap. So I'll turn that on, and of course with a normal radio, then this kind of thing you wouldn't want to do. To get it wet. So we'll give that a good soaking over. I think that's enough now. What I do like is you've actually got drain holes underneath, so if you have got water into the speaker grill, then it's quite good because the water can drain out underneath. So what I want to do now is I'll get it dried off and then just make sure it still works. So I have just made sure that around where you plug it in that it is completely dry, but now is the moment of truth. So the date and the time has come on, so if we turn it on, then yeah, brilliant. So even though I got it wet, I did get it pretty wet. It's probably a lot wetter than I should have, but yeah, we're back up to full strength, so that's okay. So if you're in the market for a radio that's going to be in an area, say a bathroom or utility that can get a bit moist or a bit wet, then I must admit I certainly recommend it. I'm really impressed with that. If that is the case, I have provided a link below if you are thinking about buying one, to get one at a competitive price. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Panasonic RF-D30BTEBK DAB radio. Please give us a thumbs up on a YouTube video, click subscribe and leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video itself, or if you've got any questions on the radio, if you're thinking about buying one, and if I've not covered it, because I'm sure there are things that I have missed. If you've got any questions, then just leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got a Panasonic radio like this, then let me know what you think, because I'd always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.